Hi, so today we're going to do a little bit of 4-point kneeling work. So come onto all fours. I'll go this way, I think. Okay. And if you need some cushions under your knees, then do place some cushions or towels. And just stack your hands. You can probably see on me I've got them maybe a touch forward from my shoulder just to offload my wrists. And just make sure you've got a sense of connection through the bridge of the hand, especially that thumb and first finger to connect into the floor. And those knees stacked directly under your hips. Okay, and then from here we're going to come into a cat-cow to begin with. We're going to drop the head, just push the floor away from the rib cage into the spine, and then drop the tailbone under. So we keep that nice sense of a deep C shape, pushing the floor away from us, and create length of the band of the spine, like a bow, bending round here, and let the head be soft and hang. And now rather than staying stuck in that nice deep C shape, and go round in a circle, taking weight on one knee, one hand, other knee, but you're just roundness through the spine, switch direction, round the other way, load the hand, the other hand, the knee, and last one here. Coming back, you're then going to lift the tailbone, sink through the belly, let the rib cage soften. And as your shoulder blades come together, they don't come up round your ears. Think about softening them away from your ears and a gentle look up. Same exercise, circle round in a U-shaped spine and not a collapsed spine, so you still have got a sense of control. Switch direction of the position of the spine. No compression there. Last two, and make this your last one. Finding even weight between the hands and knees. And now we're going to find a nice stable position through the upper body and the lower body. So let's start at the pelvis. We're going to keep the shoulders still, and you're going to drop your tailbone, feeling a curl into the low back, and then a lift into the low back. So the rib cage and shoulders are not changing, you're just moving lower back and pelvis. Can you isolate that movement? And then make this your last one. Coming into a halfway position where you've got a small puddle in your lower back to just mimic the natural curve of your spine. And now the pelvis is going to stay where it is, and you're going to bring your shoulder blades together. And as your shoulder blades come together, that means your rib cage, breastbone, head and neck will all just sink slightly. And as you push away and widen through the shoulders, glide the shoulder blades round the chest wall, that's going to lift the breastbone, rib cage up and away from the mat. So we sink down and here. And I want you just to notice, this is a hard movement that people struggle to get, because the movement is purely shoulder blades moving up and down the chest wall. What people tend to do is arch into the back and then round into the back. Arch into the back and round. My spine position is not changing. It's purely my shoulder blades gliding on the chest wall. Last two. And last one. Now push away and stay lifted without rounding through the spine. Check that the chin isn't sunk and the head and neck has dropped. Try and bring the head and neck in line with the spine so that your head is an extension of your spine. And now in this nice position through the body with a sense of length from the top of the head to the tailbone, just rock back, and you're not, again, tucking under, your spine staying the same. So if you imagine a tray of drinks on your back, that tray of drinks is staying really level. And all you're doing is taking your body weight onto your hands, back onto your knees, trying to keep the tray of drinks super level. Nice. Last two. And last one. Then really find the halfway point. You can feel when your bottom is back, that offloads your hands. So come back to where you still have got weight in the knees and you're not putting too much pressure on your hands. Now your job is not to shift your weight from side to side too much, but reach one leg out. Keep the toe on the floor. Hold that there. And now you should just notice if your hips have rolled out to the side. Bring them back to center. Stay lifted through the upper body and super slow pick the foot up. And as you do so, you're watching that you just correct any shift, nice and slow. If you start to feel your back arch and compress, or your ribs sink, then stop moving the leg. And only take that leg as high as you can control. And once you can control that leg, tap it back to the floor. So that's your limit. So wherever that was for you, lift the leg and lower. And we're going for 4 more movements here. If you feel you've loaded the hands again, just take your body weight back into that knee. Last 2. And on the last one, you're going to hold the leg out and now bring your heel to your sit bone. Now, it doesn't matter how high you've got that knee, but I want you to imagine now that that knee is resting on a shelf and you can't let it drop down. Here you're going to let the leg come out and then bring your heel to your bottom, making sure that knee doesn't drop down. And last one. Now bring your heel to your sit bone and stay there. Swing the knee in towards your hands and back out. And as you go back out, the tendency will be for the foot to want to reach away. Keep your heel glued to your sit bone. And last one, take the leg out long. Now just open the foot a little bit so it's up to the ceiling, and now flex that ankle so the foot is towards you, heel up to the ceiling. Still that knee is resting on the shelf, and now lift it a little bit higher, let the knee tap on the shelf. Lift and tap, lift and tap. Last one. Well done. Lower the leg down and drop into a shell stretch. Soften those elbows. Let the head hang heavy. Hard work. And we're going to repeat that series the other side. So we scoot back up onto all fours. Stack the hands and find the bridges of the hands. Even weight between that and the knees. And check you're in your nice coffee table position through your spine. Try not to shift the weight too much as you take the leg out. And if you need to just bring your body weight back so the weight's in the knee to offload the hands, do. Lift the leg super slow without arching into the low back, losing the rib cage, without shifting over to the side. So find that point nice and slow. Stay lifted through the upper body and then bring your heel to your sit bone and out. We're going to toe tap first, down and up, down and up. Just lifting that leg as far as is comfortable for you without arching into the back. Last 2. Last one. Hover that leg where it's comfortable for you. Heel comes in, reach away. In and out. Last 2. Last 1. Then bring your heel to your bottom and glue it. Swing the knee in like a pendulum and then drive the thigh back, keeping your heel glued to your sit bone. Don't let that foot creep away from your sit bone. Last one, hold. Now let the foot come out so that it's pointing up to the ceiling and flex the foot so the heel's driving up. We then lift that thigh back, tap the knee on that shelf. Lift it away, tap it down. Lift and lower. Last 2, last 1, and then lower the leg in. Drop back into a shell, soft elbows, let the head rest heavy. Then bring your left on a clock and place your right palm on top. Swing your hips out to the right and you'll start to get a nice sense of length through the right seam of the body. Let the head hang and just breathe and use the breath to deepen the stretch into that right seam. Walk those hands back to centre. Right hand comes out to 2 o'clock and left palm on top. Swing the hips out to the left, let the head hang. Soft elbows, and you'll just start to feel a sense of length through the left seam of the body. Breathe into that left side. Come back to centre. Scoop up, take the knees out wide, feet together, lift the tailbone so we're in our U-shaped spine, and try and keep that U-shaped spine as you drop back onto your heels. Sink down through the breastbone, and that will just depend if you need to bend the elbows depending on your shoulder range. But as you sink the breastbone, you get a sense of extension into the mid-back or between the shoulder blades. And now just nudge a marble under the nose, up the mat, and look over the fingertips. And then look down. Looking up. And looking down. As you look up though, the breastbone tries to stay low to the mat. And there. Nice. Then round through the spine, come up, and this time bring the knees slightly in, feet slightly out. Not appropriate for your newish hip replacement, okay, so just watch that. And then here, lift the tailbone and fold back. And then rock forward. So here we're trying to sit back on our heels with a bit of internal rotation into those hips. I'm not very good into internal rotation, some of you might be better. Try and keep that tailbone lifted. And then scoot back up. Bring the legs back to the parallel line and fold into your shell. Walk those hands back towards you. Roll and restack through the spine. Peeling that chin away from your chest. Roll the shoulders back to finish that little series.